Hello everyone, I'm gonna read Fate Day Night. I've watched the animes. I've even played the gacha game. I haven't finished it, but I'll continue that soon. But there was always a bit of you can finish the animes, but there was always a few contextual jokes and stuff that I didn't know about that I would like more context on. So I thought I'd buy this and read it, and I'm gonna read it. I thought it would be fun to read it on a recording. So anyone who, well, I'd say play the game. No, not play the game. Read the VN yourself. But if you want someone to read it for you, but this would be a good way. Let's not. Let's do it from the very start. Okay. All right. My dad's away at the moment, so I can actually get very enthusiastic with my reading. I think. Yeah. The tip of the spear was like a fresh flash of lightning. The spearhead thrust to skewer the heart. Even attempting to evade it was pointless. It was but a flash, too swift for the human eye to follow. And yet, moonlight light swept in to save me from a strike that threatened to end me. It sounded beautiful, like the tolling of a bell. No, truth be told, the sound hung over me heavier than an iron weight. This beauty had little to do with aesthetics. The stark armor wrapped around her was like frozen night itself. The ringing was not in itself pleasant. It was the sound of steel. But the night herself was beautiful enough to make it into the chiming of a bell. If you can hear that space bar. I ask of you, are you my master? Her voice resonated in the darkness. I have come in response to your summons. Henceforth my blade is with you and your fate with me. You see here? Yeah. Anyway, the pact is now sealed. Indeed, the pact was sealed. I mean, yeah, it was now. Just as she chose to serve me, I'm sure in that moment that I swore to save her. Man, I just say the artwork for this character, this one on the right. I've watched a live stream with like the artist behind this VN and everything, and most of the franchise actually. They said that they made this. This was meant to be realistic, more realistic. And honestly, seeing other visual novels, light novels, and anime and stuff, in comparison, this is actually realistic. So each to their own. Right. The moonlight cut through darkness. As if in the imitation of the night, the storehouse regained its former calm. The time had stopped. The vision before me had lasted less than a second. Be that as it may. I will always remember the sight of her as clearly as if it were still happening now, even if I fall into the depths of hell. The slant of her profile, her serene, divinely green eyes. Dude, what are you? For a moment, time stopped. Dude, are you staring? And her silhouette draped in blue swayed in the wind. You know, you're making it awkward. You're staring at her. She's waiting for a response, and you're just sitting. I know. I've watched the anime. I know you've just had a very intense moment, but dude. I was struck by a pale blue glow. Dude, stop. You're staring. Her hair, as fine as golden thread, was bathed in moonlight. Oh, there. That moment. And that's the very start there. And perspective change. This happened 10 years ago. I can actually do voices because my dad's away. Yeah. I see someone who takes me back. He's tall, with chiseled features. I've never known him to crack a joke. He ruffles my hair affectionately. No, that's not what this is. It's more like he's grasping my head and working it like a stubborn jarlid. Maybe he doesn't know how to control his strength. That's only to be expected. It's the first time he's ever done something like this.
It's time for me to leave. You know what to do next.
I answered yes in a somber voice. He nodded once, withdrew his hand, and stood up.
That's all.
Had I known this would be the last time we would ever see each other, I would have done my best to make him laugh with the perfect joke. I'm doing this voice. I'm doing this voice thinking of one of my D&D characters, but it works well. I'd been practicing punchlines in private in the hope of finally seeing a smile crack that stony face. If I have one regret, it's that I never got to tell him any of my jokes. For this guy, the other guy, I'm gonna go for Keanu Reeves.
Get the association in your debt before you become an adult. Any decisions after that, I leave up to you. I'll make sure I'll manage your man.
Blood, yeah.
Get the association on your debt before you become an adult. Any decisions after that, I leave up to you. I'm sure you'll manage on your own.
So he said, but I bet he was worried about me. He told me about our family's heirloom jewels, the gems passed down to us from our grandmother, and how to manage the underground worship. It was a rapid-fire course of subjects he'd never taught me before. Even as a child, I realized that he would probably never come home again. There was a war. We're getting into some anime lore, I know. Not a war between countries, but between people. But in this war, there were only 7 combatants. It may have not seemed fitting to call it a war, but having mages involved changes things. 7 mages from different factions competed, but I wasn't sure why. They killed each other using methods I didn't really understand. One of them was the man in front of me. It meant that he would kill, and eventually be killed. Yeah, a whole prequel amount of killing. Yeah. I'm sure he felt the ticking of his life's clock even more keenly than I did.
Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Torsakers to obtain it. But above all, it's a path we are destined to walk as mages.
And with that, he ruffled my hair one last time and left. I never saw him again. My father/teacher was one of the masters who participated in the Holy Grail War. He never came home. Safe travels, father. I bid him farewell, as a well-behaved daughter should. I knew I was on the verge of tears, but I didn't let them show. I loved him. He was a great father, and an even greater mage. Mages are stubborn people. As far as I knew, there wasn't a more upstanding man in the whole world. As my instructor, he trained me. As my father, he loved me. So I decided I'd accept the things he left for me and choose my own path.
Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Torsakers to obtain it, but above all, it's a path we are destined to walk as mages.
In the end, his final words for me were given as a mage and not a father. That's the moment I made up my mind. Alright, I guess I better do everything I can to become a worthy mage. It's natural for an apprentice to live up to a master's hopes. That's how I, Rin Tosaka, grew up after experiencing life's twists and turns. It's been 10 years since my father went off to war. Look, the voice may be annoying, but I swear, knowing what goes on later, this voice is gonna pay off. This voice is gonna pay off. I wouldn't say I've been looking forward to this day, but I am a bit on edge. That goes without saying, after all. That moment which was burned into my memory 10 years ago will soon be upon me again. Yep, it's your turn to go down. Your turn. Yep. January 31st. Okay. You see, this is a funny thing. I remember watching. I remember reading Witch on the Holy Night, which is a newer visual novel, but was like set before this one, and was also written before this one. It just didn't get approved or published until after this one came out. But yeah, this one. What am I to say? Yeah, I didn't realize this with all these. I didn't realize it was Naso did this so much, the writer. But one of the big differences with a lot of his visual novels is that instead of starting with the perspective or following the perspective of the main dude, it often follows the perspective of the lady or the girl a lot of the time, which more power to him, I suppose. Very good. I hear something. Ring, ring.
うるさいとも。
Shut up! Oh, stop! Get up! The noise doesn't stop. It's such an infernal racket. It's almost as if it's here to avenge my father.
はいよもう。昨日は遅くまでやってたんだから。もうちょっと。
No, just not more. Just a little longer. I wish it'd just let me sleep a bit more. In fact, it should. I stayed up into the early hours deciphering my father's will. I used a hell of a lot of magical energy to do it. I am totally exhausted, body and mind.
その汚いやつ。
Good grief. Cut me some slack, would you? Would you? Ring, 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 ring. The alarm clock is deaf to my complaints. What kind of machine makes a noise that seems like its sole purpose is to remind you that you're late?
遅刻はまずい。
Wait a second. Late. I can't be late. True, but there's a time and place for everything. No matter how much of an overachiever I am, I should try to make it to school not on time, at least for today, if only slightly.
そうそう。あらかじめ30分ず
Alright,
ら
I
して目
set
覚
my
ましをセ
alarm
ットした
30
んだ
minutes
から。
early, which means I
あ
should
と
still be
30
able
分
to
は
sleep
眠れ
enough
るはず。
30. Yes. Yes, that is the right way to do it. I do the same thing. I go 30 minutes early. I have it go off at like 6:30, and then so that I can just switch my brain on in the half an hour before getting properly up at 7 when my alarm rings again. It actually works really. I think it works well. People, I don't know. Some people say it's not a good idea. Like it trains your brain to ignore the alarm, but I think it's like it cuts you out of your deep sleep, so you can slowly get yourself out of your light sleep. I think it works. Doesn't that sound off? 13
30分
minutes
ずら
early.
して。
I peer at the alarm clock through sleep-heavy eyelids. The hands point to 7 o'clock on the dot. I usually get up at 6:30. Oh, she is like me. She is like me. Lovely. Great minds think alike. Which means I've completely used up my safety margin. Always have a safety margin. Speaking of which, why is my brain so slow in the morning? Also like me. Also like me. Mm-hmm. Oh dear, wait a minute. Okay. I glared at the alarm clock for several seconds. I shut off the alarm and climbed sluggishly out of bed. Oh, a lovely living room. The morning chill bites me as I cross the hallway and enter the parlour. This is the final 7 o'clock in January. Winters in Fayuki are relatively warm, but the mornings here are cold as anywhere. Even at home, my breath misses fight. It's that much colder without anyone else living here. Thanks for teaching me Japanese for heater. Heater. I turn on the heater and go wash up. Single living is so inconvenient at times like these. If there was someone else here to wake up before me, then the parlour would already be heated. I wash my face at the sink. I run a brush through my long hair and get dressed. Anyway, back to her thing. Chilly morning in the frigid bathroom. The only thing to be said for it is that the cold water mercilessly beats the sleepiness from me. I used to do that a lot. With the final tug out on the ribbon at my collar, I'm finished getting dressed. Wait a minute, is that lamp? Is that on the desk there? An Art Deco lamp? I think that's an Art Deco lamp. I go to, I could see that in the local antique store. Yeah. Anyway, with a final tug on the ribbon at my collar, I finished getting dressed. All that's left is to have breakfast and go to school. The clock reads just past 7, so my morning rush. Lisping, I'm saying rush. No, it's rush. So my morning rush feels a bit anticlimactic. Oh, I don't even need to run then. Of course, I'd never do anything so uncouth as sprinting to school. The Tosaka family motto dictates that we conduct ourselves with confidence and elegance at all times. Yeah, My ancestors My ancestors must have been some high and mighty aristocrats, if that's what we've taught through generations. You say in your mansion. Yeah, you say in your mansion. Yeah, well, that's a big mystery. I'm sure there must have been. I wonder if they're aristocrats, if I'm sitting in a mansion. Okay, I'm gonna stop making fun. The anachronistic mansion I live in is proof enough of that. Oh, okay, I was a step ahead there. Plus, the Tosakas are a line of spare weavers who practice what is known. We're not just an old family. We have an admirably storied history.
まあ自慢できることでもないんだけど。
Not that it's anything to brag about. I've got tea now, I'm really in character. In fact, I literally can't talk about it. The truth is, I'm a mage! Yes, so cool, that's so cool. Who could I even brag about that to? Me, you brag about that to me. As the name suggests, magecraft is what most normal people would see as magic. It sounds like some supernatural woo-woo, and if you like to think of it as just wiggling your fingers and saying abracadabra, that's fine too. Just think of us as people who chant weird words and make equally weird stuff happen. I'm going to refer to this line here. I'm going to refer to these two lines whenever a ridiculous plot twist happens. Or a really complex mechanic in the lore occurs. I'm gonna refer to this line here. I will. That said, we don't fly around on broomsticks. We don't shoot stars out once either. We can, kind of like that, but there's no point, so we don't. We're pretty much heretics who lurk in the shadows of society. We're not allowed to draw attention to ourselves, and anyone who has the time for that kind of thing would rather spend it on their research. Ordinary humans would call us magicians, but that would be wrong. In fact, there are only 5 magicians in the whole world. Magicians are what we call people who can do something no one else can. Can accomplish feats beyond the means of modern science and perform genuine miracles. Similarly, magic is used by mystics as magical mysteries that can be realized with any amount of time or skill. Yes, hey Scoop, there's a magical mystery. Let's get to the mystery machine and get the gang over to solve it. Okay, joke's over. Right. Tea time. While Magecraft, though it looks mysterious, is something anyone can do with enough time and resources. I love the fake Magecraft sort of lore. I really do. So yeah, a lot of this. One thing I'd like to say about the franchise, it's very well, not necessarily a franchise, but the overall universe. It's a lot like World of Darkness, especially the World of Darkness Mage books. Though it does have a bit of Vampire the Masquerade in there as well. It is very much that sort of vibe, but in anime form, and it's great because I'm a mage, and the kind of mystics I use are merely magecraft, not true magic. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. Another line to refer to in the future, I think. Also, modern civilization doesn't accept the existence of manipulate and study things that can't be measured, which puts it at odds with modern society. Above all, there's no point to any of what we do. Knowing the actual lore and the story and the enemy and everything, I can disagree with that quite a bit. You'd be so much happier just going off to a normal school and becoming a normal adult than you would studying Magecraft. Normal circumstances, no. But knowing the universe and the lore of this world, you'd probably sleep better at night. You'd probably sleep way better at night. Just happen to be normal, believe me. But if you, it would also mean you're basically collateral to whatever happens in the mage world. You would be collateral. Human technology has accomplished great things. For the last few centuries, Magecraft has been playing catch-up to the progress of civilization. No. I don't agree with that. I don't. Miracles that could only be realized with Magecraft in the distant past have been reduced to common good tools in the past. I do agree with that. No more Wisdy Woo pain go away. Instead, here's a paracetamol. Yeah. Even so, Magecraft does have its benefits. Just as there are some things only science can accomplish, there are heights only mystics can reach. Scientists reaching into the future, but mages are racing into the past. I think the Toadsucker Grandmaster said that. Once again, knowing the law, I get that. Okay. Whether you're heading to the past or into the future, your destination is the same, 0 or something like that. Another interesting word that might be in the name of a certain prequel that I adore. Yeah. We can shelve the difficult topics for now. Philosophy is for the elderly. Oh, I'm losing my breath here. I'm struggling. I finished my breakfast and picked up my bag.
そうだ、
I
ペンダン
reckon
ト
I'll
持って
bring
い
my
かないと。
pendant. I'm reluctant to take something so valuable to school. It would be a waste to leave it behind.
何しろ
I
100年
mean,
もの
this
の石
thing's
だもん
100
ね。
years old.
う
By
ちにあ
far
る
the
宝
most
石の中
powerful
じゃ
jewel
ダン
in
トツ
heaven.
で最強だし。
One could even say it's on an entirely different level. I obtained the gem after decoding my father's will last night. It's imbued with 10 years worth of my own magical energy. I've been told that the Tosak family has heirloom jewels passed down since the olden days, and this might be one of them. This music. This is very similar to some music from Witch and the Holy Night. This song this theme right here. Not that I'm complaining. Tosak mages specialize in the conversion and flow of power. We channel our magical energy into precious gems whenever we have spare moments. Simply put, I've begun and the jewels in abundance. The other main thing I've inherited from my father is the magic crest engraved over my left arm. If you get into this franchise, get used to this being a constant plot point. This is very often a plot point right here. A magic crest is proof that I'm the heir to our lineage. It's like all the techniques of the Tosak condensed into a tattoo.
まだ始まったわけじゃないけど、用心に
Can't
越した
let
こ
my
とはないか。
gardener leave it hadn't started yet. For now, I stole my pendant, my father's keepsake, in a pocket.
切り
It's
札
my
だ。
trump card. It's nothing I
これ
can't
に秘め
do
ら
with
れ
the
た
power
魔
of
力な
school.
らできないことはないぐらいなんだし。
I appreciate the voice acting. It's 7:30. I'd better leave soon if I don't want to be late for school.
シュミーズン、フィアファーレントライ。
Shreezen, the Faranjai. Lock code free. Oh yeah, that's another thing. One thing I really like about this mage family in particular in the universe is that in their history they actually, in order to get an edge on all the other families in Japan using traditional magic, they travelled to Europe and learned a load of magic from there and then based all their stuff on it. And so basically they went to Germany, learned a lot of magic in Germany, and so all their spells and magic and stuff, all their incantations, all German. It's all German. Very cool. And this, yeah. Revenge into a brief foreign phase. It's a German phrase. Or it could be Swiss, to be fair. Or from Luxembourg, who knows. As a mage, I can't neglect the security of my home base. That still applies even if I've never had so much a single burglar, a lost child, or stray cat wander into my home. Shame about the stray cat. Actually, I don't think the neighbours have ever even come home to say hello. I mean, it would feel like trespassing just going into the front garden of a building like that, so I'm not surprised.
別にいいけどね。
That's
野良
fine
猫で
with
さ
me.
入ってこないってどういうこ
But
と
why
よ。
don't I ever get any stray cats around here? I look up at the mansion. That's been my home for over a decade. Fuyuki is a strange city. One side of the intersection dividing the residential areas is filled with old samurai estates, while the side I'm on has an abundance of mansions built in European style. That sounds like a fun little town to walk through. Of city, I mean. Apparently a whole bunch of foreign families immigrated here long ago, but I've never seen a single foreigner around. Ah yes, that'll be another... This already is a plot point, but it's going to be quite a bit of a plot point in the future. This is going to be addressed again. Well, not addressed, but it's just going to be... This implies a bunch of things that are gonna happen. Yep. There's even a cemetery for foreigners. The new part of the city we crossed the river, but it was built for the generation that immigrated here.
日本の土が合わなかったのかな。
Maybe Japan just didn't suit them. Yep. Man, a lot of people were saying that in 2024, believe me. I make a mental note to ask the priest about it next time I visit the church. He's nothing if not full of boring trivia, for sure.
あれ
Alright, and now I've catched up to where I've done all the other stuff, so I think I'm gonna stop here for now. I need to take a breather, and I need to do some practice stuff. Alright, so that was, so this was like a practice thing for me doing let's reads. Potentially videos of me playing games. I'm not gonna say let's play, fuck, I said let's play. Alright, so let's save that. Overwrite the save data. Yep, there we go. Oh look, it does the sound effect from... That's one of the sound effects from Fate Grand Order. That's a fun little reference there. That didn't need to be... It's a fun little callback. And yeah, so I will see about maybe doing another one of these. I'm eager to carry on reading, so might give up on this and just read it on my own, but who knows. Alright, goodbye.